Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of E01. We're glad to have you all. We're still continuing our discussion on submission in marriage, and today we are honored to have Mrs. Adelaide Dankwa to share her opinion on this topic with us. Hello, Mrs. Adankwa. Welcome to DF1.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much.
Great. Yeah. So when you hear submission in marriage, I mean, what does it mean to you practically in your marriage? What does submission mean to you?
Okay, so marital submission is when a wife, submit or yield to a superior force. Okay, so in a marriage context, is when a wife kind of submit to the husband's leadership and authority. Okay, and in the Bible, that's Ephesians 5:22, it says that wives submit to your husbands as to the Lord. For the husbands are heads of the family or the wife, as Jesus Christ is the head of the church. Okay, so biblically, husbands are known to be heads of the family, and we all know that in a certain way there is a head. It comes. The head has an authority or leadership. It has its own principles. Okay, so as a wife, if you've agreed to get married to, your husband, you have to kowtow or to yield to his leadership or his principles, and that will make the marriage work. Okay, so basically that's what I do. Would define what submission is in the marriage. Not to say that it's only on the part of the woman to submit. There is also an aspect that a man should fulfill. All right, but the Bible emphatically say that on the part of the wife, you have to submit and submit. But then when you further, it says that, and the husband will show love to the wife as Christ loves the church. Okay, so basically that's what I understand by submission, in the marriage.
Great. Then secondly, would you say that submission comes to you naturally? I mean, in the course of your marriage, would you say that you started out as being a submissive wife, or did you have to learn? I mean, what brought about that turnaround? I mean, should we expect that every woman just gets to know what submission is from the get-go and submits right from the onset?
Okay, so submission doesn't come naturally. I'll say that it's not that it's inherent or someone that was born with submission. Okay, and it's something that when the God factor comes in, all right. You would have to follow the biblical aspect that I need to submit to my husband. Okay, it's something that you work towards. Even the Bible says that though we've been saved by Christ, there's a portion of the Bible in, I think, Philippians says that we should still work our salvation out with fear and trembling. So there is nothing that comes just like that. We need to still work towards it. And it makes it easier when the God factor comes in, because when you love God and you fear God, it's easily, to follow what God says is good.
Right.
So I believe that submission, you can't say that, oh, this lady is born to submit. We all work towards it, and it's on the part of the wife, to heed to that submission aspect to make the marriage work. And I believe that when you are submissive to your husband, you give him the room to just exhibit his God-ordained responsibility. Because I must say that husband, when you ask any husband what really makes him feel good, he will tell you that love and then submission. Okay, I don't want to say that one of our husbands lost his marriage, and the reason reason being that he just said in simple sentences, my wife is not submissive. In fact, it hits me at a point. It's like, why? Because the woman is very rich. She's an actress, very, very rich. So if a man says that, no, my wife is not submissive, he knows what exactly he's going through. And you know, the joy of every man to see the wife being submissive to him. You know, when he talks, even though you will talk, you can talk back and say like your ideas are very needed, your suggestions are very needed, but you need to work it out in a respectful manner. You are to be respectful. Okay, not to say that the lady or the woman or the wife has to control to the principles and full stop. No, as a loving husband, he will be ever ready to let you, you know, have a say in anything he does. But then if at a point there is a disagreement or something, you need to, you know, come to a conclusion, respect, you need to just have you know, or a healthy dialogue with your husband. Come to a very so I believe that, you know, it doesn't come naturally as a woman in a marriage or as a wife in a marriage. You still need to work things out. And I believe you submissive to your husband. When you are submissive, it really, really will make your marriage beautiful. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. I mean, that's good. Insight. That's great insight. But would you say that it's easier for some people to submit more than others because of their temperaments, for example?
Yeah, but I must say that, you know, we are not all equal. Okay, we are different people. Okay, and we have different exposure, and reception to things are very different. Okay, so it's different from us. For me, like it might be different if we are, let's say, using 3 wives as an example. One maybe might be exposed to maybe like what she, from experience, she knows what submission maybe the mom and dad are into marriage, and she has seen what the mom has been doing to the dad that has made the marriage work. Maybe in my you know experience, I wouldn't have been exposed to that. So submission doesn't come like every woman knows about that. Okay, but at a point, and I believe that at a point, if you really want your marriage to work, that's why when you go to church and say you want to marry, you just don't fix the date and go and marry. There is something called counseling. So no matter temperament, no matter what, for what I went for, I think 3 months counseling at my church. Okay, and I wouldn't say that I would, you know, expose my my character, you know. Yeah, but I kind of am quick tempered, okay, and my pastor. So over 90% of what he was saying was that, lady, as you are going, you know, boy, you know, I mean, submissive. I think that really helped a lot. It has really helped me a lot. It depends on the expenses, but I believe that before you enter into marriage, no matter that, because we are not the same, we are different people. But at the point, exactly when you are counseled and you get to know what's the benefits and the joy that comes with being submissive, I know, and I believe it will not be a very difficult thing to do at all. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So we'll want to pull the brakes here and say a very big thank you for your time and your insights shared. And we are sure to get back to you pretty soon. Before you go, how long have you been married again?
Yeah, so I married in 2012.
Okay.
So I will be about 8 years.
8 years. Wow. Wow, that's great. That's great.
One thing, I want to add one thing. You know what has gone too far? You know, as I said, you know, I'm quick tempered a little bit. But you know, my kind of lady, no matter what happens, you know, you see God in that person. Okay, so it has calmed me down. If someone should give me garbage or someone should talk anyhow to me, someone should do anything to me, I don't hit back with the same momentum. I just
yeah.
pause and I see God in the person. So sort of it has really, really helped me. And this
Wow.
to the wives out there whose husbands are not maybe as loving, or they are the ideal man type. You still have to be submissive, okay? Because
Yeah.
I believe and I know a small pebble can cause ripple in the water. So a
Yeah.
small action can go a long way to change things. So I believe
Right.
that when ladies or wives are submissive, I mean following the Bible, a God ordained, instruction, it would go a long way to make our marriage so beautiful.
Wow. Wow. Thanks so much for that addendum.